Hey there, YouTube and fellow Steelsoldier members. I've been doing a lot of research on how to remove the transmission on the M35A2. I don't think anyone's ever done a video how to, or even a picture how to for the forums. So I'm just going to do a quick video, point out the key points to remove the transmission. It is fairly simple to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to remove your seats. Take your seats out. 6 bolts on the floor. Seats come right out. Next thing you want to do is remove your floor covers. You got a rear one, you got a front one. You're probably going to want to remove that one as well to get to the bell housing bolts. You're probably looking at, I don't know, 20-25 bolts holding the floor pans in. Nothing crazy. They come right out. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the clutch linkage. If you don't know which one it is underneath, just by looking, you can take your clutch pedal, push it down, and it'll show you. I already have mine disconnected, but you'll be able to see what moves down in between the transmission, down in there. It's real simple to remove. This is it right here. It's got 2 pins on it, one on each end. Just has a cotter pin and then a heavy duty pin. Same thing on this end. I left the other pin in the transmission for that end, but that's what you want to take out, is the linkage. Next thing you want to take out is the PTO linkage, which is basically this lever here. Same thing down below. It's got a pin very similar to this one here. Just take the cotter pin out, slide it out. When I climb underneath, I'll show you which one it is. You're going to want your transmission to be in first gear. That way that shaft is all the way into the transmission. If you have it in any other gear, it makes that shaft longer, making it harder to get the transmission down and out. I went ahead and hooked a chain to mine and put a bar on it just for safety as I was unbolting stuff underneath, just in case it did decide to fall out on me. Ultimately, I will be using my high lift. I'll put it across the back of the cab all the way up to the windshield. I'll open the windshield up, and I'll be using that as a cross member and a pulley system to lower the transmission down and out. That's pretty much it for the top. You're going to want to remove your drive shafts once you get down to the bottom. I'll show you this one while I'm up here, since it's up here. That's a short shaft. It goes in between the transfer case and the rear of the transmission. I believe it's called the output shaft. Very simple. It's 8 bolts. Comes right out. I have read online that you do want to replace the hardware for that. They have a special nut. I forget what it's called, but it pretty much locks the nut in place and keeps it from vibrating off. A couple of mine were loose on the rear. They weren't finger loose, but they weren't super tight. So I'll probably be replacing those. That's what they look like there. But I believe they have a special deformed thread, is what I read online. That deformed thread pretty much keeps it from backing out the vibrations of the motor and the drivetrain. So yeah, I'll probably be replacing those. But that's the shaft, simple to come out. Go ahead and climb underneath. Alright. So from underneath, I'm laying at the rear of the truck underneath the transfer case, so you're looking forward at this point. Sorry about the glare. Let's see if I can get a different angle. Alright, so now you're looking at the driver wheel. This here, that's your transmission. That's what we're accomplishing on getting out. This is the other linkage that I was talking about down below. It's the PTO linkage, and like I said, it's the same thing. It's got a heavy duty pin in it with a cotter pin. You just take that out. It goes right there to this lever, which goes up into the cab. That's your PTO lever. Just disconnect that, move it out of the way, let it hang. Should be fine. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the front axle drive shaft, which is this guy here hanging down on the ground. 4 bolts, comes right out. But that goes to the front axle and then runs back to the transfer case, which is this plate here. That's where those bolts go. Just unbolt that, swing it out of the way. Should be enough room to allow you to drop the transmission out. Let's see. Get this thing to focus. This is the where the rear output shaft was. That was that short shaft that I was showing you up above. That's where that connects to, and then it connects to the plate on the transfer case. Then the next shaft you're going to want to take out, if you have PTO. Some trucks don't. PTO, winch, all that good stuff. Is the PTO drive shaft, and that's that shaft there. It runs up to the winch, controls the winch, and that again, it's just 4 bolts. They come right out, and then you bolt up to the PTO, which is on the driver's side of the transmission. That's what this piece here is, and it just bolts up to this plate here. You just drop that out. Like I said, most of your axles just swing out of the way. This one's just loose. Hopefully that's enough room. It should be. Go ahead and drain your fluid if you haven't done that already. That's that plug there. It's a 3/4, I believe it's 3/4, no, it's half inch drive. I don't know what size it is, but basically take that plug out, let the fluid drain out. Then you got your bell housing bolts all the way around. You're going to take these inner ones out, not the outer ones. At least I don't think. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm pretty sure it's just the inner ones. And that's going to be the last thing holding it. So before you take the bell housing bolt out, you are going to want to secure the top of the transmission, either by having your hoist system ready with tension on it holding the transmission, or by whatever means. You don't want that transmission to come falling out of there. That thing weighs 250, maybe 300 pounds, and it's pretty sure it's solid cast iron. You don't want that thing falling on your head, don't want it falling on your leg. It will break bones. It will kill you if it falls on your head. But basically you're just going to take all those bolts out around the bell housing. That's all the inner ones. And that's pretty much the last thing holding that on. And then you can lower your transmission out of the way. And that's pretty much it. Once you get the transmission down and out, you can do whatever service it is that you need to do to it. If you got any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try and answer them. Again, I'm a member on Steelsoldier. My name's Hidden Sun, and I'm just doing a quick video as how to remove the transmission. If I take enough pictures, I'll probably do a write-up as well and post it up to the forum. Again, this is a very simple process. I think a lot of people are intimidated by it. I myself was intimidated by it. But once I got underneath and looked at exactly what needed to be disconnected and saw, what needed to be done, I figured it was simple enough. I can disconnect a couple of drive shafts and some linkages and drop it out myself, fix it myself, and save myself a couple dollars from taking it to a shop. The thing that I am fixing is a 4th and 5th gear synchronizer. My transmission will not go into 5th gear. You can put it in 5th gear, but as soon as you let the clutch out, it does pop out of gear. Every other gear is fine, so I'm fixing that, and I'll post another video and let you know how it goes.